What it does is it just gets some grant money or creates some grant programs for these communities to apply for and use those resources to clean up their water. And it's not technology specific. It allows each one of the communities to make the decision on what's best for them, but basically gives them those resources for them to be able to do that. Yeah, it's a pretty bipartisan issue, and so it should be an easy one. Obviously, the hardest part is always coming up with money for these types of things. But this is something, water, as you well know, it's something I spend a lot of time on, and we want to make sure that we do everything we possibly can on water to make sure people have clean water at their homes. It's always a good show to be bipartisan. Obviously, making sure that the American people know that what they see on the news isn't always us fighting with one another, but there's a lot of times we do work together. I mean, obviously, there's those times of frustration that we deal with as well. And we're dealing with hundreds of different topics at any one time, and we might be fighting on one and getting along on another. In reality, that's how we have to do our jobs. Well, that bill is just requiring that some of our vote counting machines and things like that have to go through a process to make sure that they're protected from any sort of cyber attack. It's a pretty simple request. It's obviously something out there that has a lot of folks concerned. I mean, vote integrity is a big issue, especially on the Republican side of the aisle. And finding ways to try to secure that and working across the aisle with a very common sense approach to at least close one of the issues that we're dealing with, I think is something we should obviously support. Yeah, obviously it's important to hold them accountable. I mean, we see what's going on the border. The issue that's going on at the border is a huge problem. Should Congress try to address it with changes to the laws? Obviously. But there's not been any changes in any sort of border laws, at least in the last three administrations. And so from Obama to Trump to now Biden, obviously the problems have changed and gotten a lot worse. So there is a very strong answer that this administration has not done their job. And so holding Mayorkas accountable for his failures is absolutely within the purview of Congress, and we need to do that. But I also think we should take this step further. I mean, we've got to reform a lot of our immigration laws. We've got to reform asylum laws. We've got to reform our guest worker program laws. And this is something I've been fighting for the longest time. And it's something I think is still important, but you can't ignore the fact that this administration has ignored current law. In reality, it's not like we were losing some of the votes by 2 votes and 3 votes. Most of the times that we would lose a vote on the floor, if it was a rule vote or anything like that, where members of our own side on the Republican side were voting against the rules package, it was usually in the number of 20 votes against us. So is it a problem to have a tighter majority? Absolutely. Is it going to stop any progress? No, it's just going to force the speaker to deal with the other side of the aisle. And for those who continue to vote against our own rules and basically hamstring our own Republican leadership on our side of the aisle. They're the reason why this is going on. I mean, there's a lot of members that are leaving for personal reasons. Some of it's frustration with the process. There's obviously always members talking about retiring. It's frustrating to watch, but in reality, it's a self-inflicted wound here. Well, it's obviously very important. Losing Kevin McCarthy as the speaker was a huge loss for the country, but for us in Kern County to lose him and not have that extra representative here in the Central Valley was a big loss for us. So yes, as soon as that election happens, hopefully they count ballots really quick and we get that person certified and sworn in because there's a lot of issues we're going through. We're starting the now fiscal year 25 process, making sure that we have representation along the valley, all across the valley, fighting for many things we possibly can is very important. So we need to get this person in office and sworn in and hit the ground running.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Murcia with Eyewitness News Bakersfield Now on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel where we have tons of great content to choose from. While you're here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button right there. That way you can stay up to date on all the things related within Kern County. Thanks for watching.